And we are back. The NJCAAE and the CENC Rocket League tournament continues now. This is the national champions. I shouldn't just call it a tournament like that. FBI Tugboat, my man Max, that's formal over there. We got Colton around there somewhere producing away and making our jobs as casters just so much easier. Somewhere there in the nebulous, and we do appreciate that. Going at the Jackson Jets and the Northern Virginia Nighthawks next.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. Our number 4 versus our number 5 seed. The big thing in this one, though, they might be the number 4 seed, but they're undefeated. The Jets yet to drop a series throughout this tournament. So coming into this round, they should be the favorites. But as we saw from that last series, I don't think being a favorite means that much.
Yep.
Everyone seems hungry, looking to try to advance to get to that semifinal.
Absolutely. And Formal, what me and you will be looking at is, again, that breakthrough player, the player that comes through here, minimum of 4 games here in this best of 7. Got to take it by at least 4, or got to take it by 4, first of 4 games, whatever you want to call it. There's no ties capable in the great game of Rocket League. We'll be looking at one of these 6 players again, or one of the 3 players on both sides to really excel. Let's go ahead and look at these guys. Jackson up here first is the Jets again. Wyatt Dodge, tag of Skizbo coming through. Love to hear it. John Welter, that's Spoilt. Colin Pointer as Easy Peasy Scopes. And Lane Kellogg as someone sneaky.
Yeah, it's not listed as well. Bradley Choate, I believe, is also the coach or the team captain. He's the leader,
Okay.
as was told for us. So not listed there. That's okay. Probably not a player. Probably behind the scenes guiding these Jets. You know, the traffic control, I
There you go.
believe,
Air
for
traffic
Jackson
control. Gotcha.
College
That
is uh,
like one of
ex-
these, getting the jet to leave the old airstrip. I love to see it.
exactly, as they're going to be taking on the side of Northern Virginia, of course, consisting of, drum roll, these 4 players right here: Chase Whelan, Jacob Porter, Jalen Burks, and John Killian.
Yeah, so everybody here, except for, again, one player from the outside state, Scottsdale, Arizona. So quite a haul here on over towards Northern Virginia. Everybody else being a Virginia native there. Love to see it. What? So Caboose, a potato, CAD, and ability. Not ability, but ability. I love it, John
Yep.
Killian. I love it.
What's interesting about this squad as well is they kind of have 2 sort of coaches behind the scenes, with John O'Neill and Cecil Jackson being the leaders of this squad.
Sir.
So I'm going to be expecting, some good gameplay actually from both these sides. Each of them coming from a coaching background, obviously
Yep.
training, preparing, getting ready for this matchup. And, 2 air-based sides, you got Hawks versus Jets. We should be flying around. If the aerial game is not up to par, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Yeah, we'll be after calling that one out if the aerial play is not up to par. Getting demos and more, that's more along the lines of the Jet side, but dive bombs and more from the Nighthawks to be coming in from the darkness and not expected whatsoever. A little death from above action from the Nighthawks, if you will. Now, we'll be coming on into this one again, just in case you're just joining us. This is the CENC, the Collegiate Esports National Championship. This is the top 8 decisions coming through here, Formal. Best of 7, 5-minute quarters. Let's get it going.
Yeah, exactly. And winning this means you advance to the semifinals. It means you get to take on the Loggers, who we just saw play previously. It's going to be a good way to go, obviously, to get the tournament favorites next. However, Jets undefeated, that could be an insane semifinal. Yet, if Nova can find a way to beat them, well, clearly they would be that more worthy team. Passes up the middle to start things up for the Jets, although both teams giving each other a lot of space right now. Definitely going through a bit of a feeling out process.
Absolutely. Game 1 always being a big lesson, even again, if these teams have faced each other. How they're playing today may not be indicative of how they have played before. Collegiate style, again, always lending itself to massive change-ups and abilities, performance, skills, and everything in between. 45 seconds in. Again, these teams giving each other a lot of space, and that has resulted in 0 scores so far.
That said, we are seeing a couple demos pop up. These are happening on the opposite end of the map of where the ball is. So if 2 players do get close to each other, not afraid to send it into their opponents. This is looking like the first good attack out of Jackson. A little bit too far forward, though, to keep it sustained. And the third member, he was halfway back to his back corner boost before realizing, hold on, I could get mid boost. But by the time that realization was made, the defense did recover. Another attempt, though, for the Jets. And with 2 defenders in the way, the first save is made. Second save does cost defenders to bite, but no third shot to be had, as once again, Jackson playing really far back.
CAD trying to get that one to Caboose. Spoiled getting right up in the mix of things and kind of stopping the Defensive pressures there. Scopes comes in, gets a snipe to the middle.
Yeah, I'm going to need to see this one again because it looked like the defense should have been in position, yet a cheeky corner touch and a poor read, unfortunately, by Caboose opens up the doorway for easy peasy Scopes, and that is a 1-0 lead.
Yep, so once again, lead getting given away by unfortunate defensive performance. Gotta call him out as we see him in 3 minutes, 20 seconds or so. Ability, like a little bit faster, would have had more of an open net situation. Defender does get there for the time being. Nighthawks still on offense, trying to keep that one alive. Ability over to this corner. That's a decent little run. Scopes on the left side will be able to pick that one up. Now sending it to the other side, or that's decently centered up. And this is going to be a Jackson Jets squad that's very, very glad that did not have a better angle, more leaning to the inside.
Yeah, that was interesting, too, because I'm sure people probably screaming, why didn't Nova commit for that shot? Hold this shot, easy peasy Scopes. Kind of no-scoped that one. A sniper shot straight through the defense at Nova.
Yeah, no scope necessary on that one. Wide open spaces on this. Get a little whirlwind action there at the end. Just outside halftime as well, and the Jackson Jets have put a very solid foot forward.
Yeah, this is a good look right now for the favorites in this match as Skizbo tries to take it straight up the middle. Spoilt as well with the follow-up. Continues to kind of put that pressure straight in center. Nova now a little hesitant to leave their box. Eventually do find a couple paths. This is as Caboose takes it down the center. Skizbo, enough time to rotate back and make the save.
Ability trying, just really battling on the side here, but so far Skizbo and co have done a great job of keeping this one just simply away. Ability back out to the middle and still gets it taken off the top. Spoiled doing his best barber impression with that one.
Yes, we do see easy peasy Scopes going to try and go 1v3. Defense wins out, but Skizbo still is there. Another pass across the middle. Spoiled had the read on ability, but wasn't enough to put it into the net just yet. Cad bumps Skizbo, yet no one's there to clear it, so easy peasy gets it past not one but two defenders. Caboose will play the corner, and no third attacker was positioned for that. They were trying to be a bit more centered, the Jets, and now, finally, we get to see Nova perhaps on the attacking side.
Nice hit! There you go. Caboose putting in the first now for the Nighthawks, keeping the dream alive. Now a lead of 1 for Jackson Jets. Pretty fast one on this one. RL just Caboose just barely gets past. I believe that was Spoilt on the other side. Not 100% sure. 102 seconds left in this one. Dream is not dead for the Nighthawks yet.
Yeah, Spoilt, I think, made the incorrect assumption that they were going to try to cross him up, although Skizbo off the kickoff will find the immediate response. Nova's just not allowed to have nice things in this series.
This is why we can't have nice things, the Nighthawks think to us. Can't get this covered up across half pitch, an open net situation, just with a longer shot required. And that is the Jackson Jet player able to nail that one all day long.
As we do see a ball bouncing off the roof, a chance for Caboose perhaps, but too slow to it. Now a lot of space given to easy peasy Scopes. Let's see how his ones games might be. Enough to get it to the backboard, not enough to put it in. A second attempt, though. Just going to throw it over to Skizbo, who puts a shot off the roof. It might fall in with a second touch, and Spoilt is there to put it through.
4-1 now. 75 seconds left. Really a tough task, tough ask for side of the Nighthawks. But again, this is just game 1, best of 7 action. You'd have to see the Jackson Jets win another 3 games in a row to put this series down. Nighthawks will not go so quietly. Scopes back to the middle. Cad trying to pick this one up, give it a little interaction, a lot of flack towards the middle, and that has done a good job of allowing his defensive squad to come back, rotate, and even now make pushes on the offensive side. Caboose covering that one up. Nice hit back over to it. Spoiled has to dump almost everything into that. Back to the middle. Cad almost hard to see there from the backboard of the orange. Bunches of demos coming through. Again, the minefield looking like coming out.
Yeah, a lot of demos, most of them being done by the Jets, kind of just bombing their opponents, as Jets can tend to do at times.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're looking strong. Jets are just looking like a more complete team right now. Nova, they've been having these few moments of brilliance, but we're seeing consistency errors. Case in point, ability kind of swings and misses right there. Cad puts a touch sort of to no man's land where he needed to drop it to his teammate, and that's just opening the door and creating opportunity after opportunity for the Jets, who are capitalizing more often than not I don't want to obviously call this series right now. However, I am going to want to see a lot more from Nova moving forward, just in terms of more intelligent touches. They don't need to bang the ball every time they get to it.
Yeah, that's really where my mind goes to it. The Nighthawks just simply look like they are just want to play blaster ball almost. They want to come at this, they want to hit it super, super hard almost every time. And sometimes just that soft, easy touch is really what is necessary for this and to get in what you need to. You don't always have to just come through and just completely just power play every single one of these. As it is, though, Jackson putting very solid performance in game number 1, 4-1 action on this. It just kind of seems like they simply learned a little bit more than the Nova squad did there in the first encounter between these two. So.
Yeah, no, they definitely seemed to be the more proactive team, the more controlled team, and the end result, 11 shots to 4. So definitely the more aggressive team in that regards as well. Nova's going to need to turn this one around, not writing them off. I mean, again, we did see them get one very nice goal over to Caboose. However, as we go into game number 2, unless they can control their own touches, a little bit more control the ball and control their cars, as crazy as that sounds, they might struggle in this series.
Yeah, I'm 100% with it. If you're a fan of Nova, what you need to pay attention to is where the passes from Nova come into. So frequently, passes into points. It's almost always not going to be about that first shot on, especially with these higher level Rocket League teams. So what we need to pay attention to, how Ability, Cad, and Caboose can simply connect with one another.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch and see what will be the response from this Nova side, because right now everything coming up. Jackson, Cad looking to be proactive. There's the first player, but it's the second one you look out for. Ability takes the shot. However, can't find the angle. Cad tried to redirect it back in, but too many defenders in the way. I mean, Jackson, even on defense, this team just looks so in control.
Yeah, I mean, just right there. Like, that was just not easy, not like candy from a baby easy, but just more methodical. Getting in the middle of these players, breaking up big groups of players and just cutting off passing lanes. That is how Jackson's consistently and kind of quintessentially been able to take this ball away and spend the vast majority of time on offense.
That said, I am starting to see, more delicate touches coming from the Nova side. It was a nice pass right there to set up this attack. It won't resort into a goal, but it's a good precedent to set forward.
Exactly. And Cad even coming with the light hand again. Caboose out from the side, trying to get it past. That might have been a time to actually get fast at this one, try and get it past a player, but, hindsight's 20/20, and there's a reason I'm on this side of the casting desk.
We do see Ability as well. Look, I reckon you're still a better player than I am, okay? So I want to see you on the pitch soon. I'm waiting.
That will not happen, my friend Max, but I appreciate your support regardless.
I believe. I will believe. I mean, you
believe in miracles,
Max. Like that.
And that isn't, yeah, see, this is what happens. We talk about these players' performances, Max, and then we see somebody just dumbing out. You talk about my performance there, and then we see kind of more typical actions that you see Tugboat doing, and that's like maybe just wild flips right there, like a gymnast off her rocker. And that's going to result in an own goal. So
I reckon you could score a goal just like that any day of the week. That's all I'm going to say.
Score a goal. That doesn't necessarily say who to be against, right?
Exactly. That was really unfortunate, though, from the Nova side.
I'd make for a great Jackson Jets player. Just had to play for the other team.
There you go. Oh, boy. Yeah, this is not looking better for Nova. I mean, obviously, the more delicate touches are good. The own goals, not as much. Still plenty of time in this game as Caboose actually gets it past not one, but two attackers. Easy peasy. Takes control. Goes for the defensive pass back over to Spoiled, who beats out Cad, looking to drive it straight towards the net, but Ability will steal it away, but it's easy peasy with the chance over to Spoiled, and what a pass and shot. 2-0 lead for Jackson.
Man, oh man, we got perspective there for the last second or so of this Nova player, of Caboose, and that's just Heartbreak Hotel. Never seen more emotion from a car as he comes up and just watches out his front left windows. This ball that should have been his just gets perfectly redirected right in the face. Aesthetic blast coming out there at the end. Love to see it. Jackson players connecting very well, and Scopes reads this like a book off the corner to put in a third. Jackson Jets on a run.
Starts with one, and then everything starts falling into place for the Jets. Once again, starting to put on a flurry of goals against this Nova side, who it almost feels like they're in free fall at this stage of the series. They just haven't been able to get much right outside of the first minute or minute and a half of this game in particular. Looking very good for Jackson. I do expect the good times to continue, although Ability gets a nice double setup, but is unable to squeeze it underneath the post.
Scopes putting this one over. Ability getting on top of it, and that's smart. Now a really good, just continuing the trajectory and momentum of this ball results in the Jets being on defense, which is not necessarily a situation they've seen themselves in. Spoiled with a huge takeaway. That would have been a great opportunity for this Nighthawk squad to get in position to start putting one up. Not going to happen so easily. Jets across the backboard on point. Again, kind of an easier hit from Ability because that's what's necessary. If he just absolutely manhanded this off to the side, would have flown. But on point shot just gets expertly broken away, blocked away from the Jets.
And now we're seeing a chance Caboose with the open net. They can't miss this, and well, they don't. Nova does put one through, and just look at the positioning from the blue side here. Yeah, that was their only defender, and it did not work out for them.
Nova taking one off the back of a unexpected offensive pressure. Jets would definitely be looking to learn a lesson from that one, but it's all about recreating those opportunities for the Nighthawks. Ability out. Skizbo trying to cover this one up. Actually going to be just spoiled, and Skizbo spoiled actually more players the Nighthawks wise than Jackson players until the rotation does come through.
So, I mean, thinking back on that goal, that's just realistically a symptom of Jackson's playstyle when on the attack. They like to challenge in front of the halfway line while playing offense, and yes, that has resulted in them, having largely a significant shot lead throughout the series. Maybe not as much in this game as they only have a one-shot advantage, but if you look at it overall, they have been getting more shots on target posts, but no attacker there. Aggressive playstyle, leads to higher scoring games. You'll get more shooting opportunities, but sometimes those breakaway goals happen against you. I don't really see, though, concern for Jackson yet. I don't think they're going to be switching up the strategy. I expect them to continue to be aggressive moving forwards.
Yeah, an interesting stuff. Both teams coming in with 4 shots attempted. Jackson just obviously landed on more of those. Every single goal in this game has been assisted, though.
It has been assisted. Ooh, easy peasy. Almost got one in there. Skizbo again working that backboard, but Spoilt didn't want to commit. Actually stayed midfield. Now will fall back for his own boost and let Easy Peasy challenge first, who beats out Cad. A little bit surprised and finds the second touch as well. Waterfalling it down. Where is Spoilt? Not quite there in time.
So maybe the Jets kind of feeling the fire from that one goal that was gotten against them, because a little bit slower on the offensive rotation on that one. That's not exactly what we've seen. Oh, no. Spoiled with the second. Now we see the Nighthawks with a solid opportunity to tie this one up. 13 seconds is enough time.
So the 2 goals right now that Nova has scored has been, a case where everyone on the Jets went way too far forward, and then a case where, 2 players on the Jets just straight up missed the ball. Hey, that's a 1-goal game. Kickoff goals can happen. A chance for Nova perhaps, well, gets spoiled by Spoiled, who also gets the boost as well as throwing it to the orange side. 7 seconds remaining. Last chance for Nova. They've got the ball to the backboard. Skizbo looks to shut it down into the corner. Caboose can't make the read, and we have a 2-game lead in favor of the Jets.
Electrifying situation, grounded out in the end by Scopes, I believe. Nice job reading that and picking it up. Gotta say, we mentioned 4-on-4, now it's just 5-on-5. The shots attempted is not really breaking away here, and this is still a very, very close game. Almost went down to the overtime situation as well here. Nova, a solid opportunity, but is not able to capitalize on top of that one. One's almost all the way across the board for Nova. Ability, Caboose, and Cad. The only slots they don't have, at least don't have the score of 1 there, is the goals and assists for Cad, and the shots Ability had 3.
Yeah, they needed, I think, a little bit more to come through on that Nova side. And even though 2 goals that they scored, I know the scoreline looks close, and I know the shots actually look even, but it never felt like Nova was in control yet again. Like, they were the team that made a few more errors. At times, they were more hesitant. And although Jackson may have let off on the gas towards the tail end of that game, I haven't seen that offensive powerhouse or that offensive pressure come from the Nova side. Someone needs to step up. I know Twitch chat is rooting for Cad, so my eyes are going to be on this player in particular. Like, are they going to live up to that height? I'm hoping so, because Nova needs them now more than ever.
Yeah, it really does. Not necessarily a rock and a hard place situation quite so far, but before we get on to this next game, do got to talk a little bit more about some of the organizations that do make this possible. CENC fans, excuse me. It's our pleasure, of course, to introduce the Barbasol Classic Shaving Cream. This made in 1919, have not changed. 100 years in the making. Love to see it. Now, we can go through and personally use it before as well. This mustache is not, can't say that it is entirely the cause of Barbasol. That'd be the clearest, most awesome sponsorship, in my opinion. But Barbasol have been used by myself, of course, and fantastic stuff. That's Barbasol Shaving Cream, an American classic for over 100 years. Close Shave America, Close Shave Barbasol. Another organization, needs a little shout out here, is Lenny and Larry's. You can fuel up like an esports champ with Lenny and Larry's complete cookie. Let's see. Each tasty cookie packed with up to 16 grams of plant-based proteins, 10 grams of fiber, and they come in a lot of different flavors. These are all non-GMO ingredients without soy, dairy, artificial sweeteners, none of it. You can check out what they've been doing and pick up a pack of your own at shopsenc.com. That's where you can find out more about them.
All right. Yeah, big thank you to all the sponsors. I might need to pick up some of that shaving cream because I don't know. I'm starting to get a little
It's an
stubby
American
wubby.
classic. It's an American classic.
I'm in Australia. Can it get sent down here? Can we
Go.
export some? Because I
I
think
mean,
I'm gonna need it.
Barbasol has been a company for 100 and some change years. I would be wildly surprised if you couldn't find it on every single continent, honestly.
All right, I'm gonna keep my eyes open for sure. But a big thank you to both of those sponsors as we are about to get back to the pitch. It's time for game 3. It's looking pretty one-sided thus far. Jackson trying to set themselves up a date to go logging in the future. Just need to win 2 more games to get to that position, get to that semifinal. Nova gonna look to play spoiler, kicking this one off. It will be Caboose with our initial possession of the ball.
Back to the middle. That's put up there. And CAD, just again, the Nighthawks players is just simply a matter of being right place, right time. And they're always that 10% off, it feels like. Offensive position, if CAD had a player to pass to, we might be watching a 1-0 up for Nighthawks and these teams lining up. As it is, that theory crafting at its worst, perhaps. Caboose back down in the middle. Again, no player there to receive it. Jackson Jets now on offense.
Ooh, and that's a good pass over to Spoiled, who unfortunately couldn't get a lot of that touches. Ability, showing off some of his aerial ability right there. That was a nice cheeky dribble. Unfortunately, it doesn't result in a lot of attacking pressure. Spoiled cooks and serves this goal up. That one was heated, 113 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, and that's just, it comes off the back of a perfect position right here. Caboose and the rest of Nova kind of caught unawares. Little flashing lights there at the end. 45 seconds in, Jackson up 1-0.
Yeah, it's a big 1-0 lead for this Jackson side, who haven't really been behind at any stage thus far into Game 3 right now. Oh, Nova, they're going to need to make something happen. Ability had a gap on the left side, but goes right and hits the backboard. Very unfortunate miss.
Back to it. Decent little shot. Forces the hand of Spoiled. Oh, man, Skizbo. Perfect position, perfect time. Jackson thanking the lucky stars on that one. Minute some change in. No change in scoreline on this as Skizbo runs down the right corner. Back on over the middle. Just easy peasy Scopes trying to pick that one up. And now Caboose will have not a whole lot of boost to get something going. And now a takeaway from the middle back to middle pitch. Again, Ball has spent a lot of time there, Formal.
Yeah, it has been spending a lot of time in the middle pitch, and it's actually spending a lot of time on the blue side of the field as well. This has been the best looking attack from Nova we've seen, and an unforced error goes unpunished. Skizbo, he's going to be very thankful that ball hit the post, and now if the Jets can put another one through right here, they're going to breathe a small sigh of relief. It's a triple commit underneath. Ability tries to race back, but the ball's in a dangerous spot. No one has had a chance to get boost. And finally, CAD actually goes for it, did get it before Skizbo, and that means perhaps we can see an extended attack. Spoiled, trying to muscle that ball away. CAD already using that boost, but the rest of Ability and Caboose has rotated back. Nova, again, can start to pester this goal.
Scopes with a nice pop. Caboose gives him the business right there and keeps this ball on the side of Jackson. CAD flying into this one, nice bounce, and Spoiled reads that perfectly, sends his ball trajectory a little bit higher, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered. 5 seconds outside halftime as Scopes and the rest of the Jackson Jets assume the offensive. Nice hit. Ability reads it, pushes it over the corner. Skizbo picking it up, back up again. Spoiled almost came rocketing in for that one. Not going to happen. Liftoff not achieved quite yet.
Although, with the ball in midfield, oh, a swing and a miss from the Skyhawks attack. Does mean they're going to have to try and reset themselves, but so too are Jackson, who are actually really content in sort of playing their own defensive corners. They've been giving so much space over to Nova throughout this game, and unfortunately for Nova, they haven't been able to do much with it yet. Easy peasy overcommits on defense, and somehow that ball doesn't go in. Nova, you got to capitalize on one of these shots. The net again open, but easy peasy should shut it down.
Scopes went up the top left corner, either reading this perfectly or just kind of getting there prematurely. Shot comes in, and again, this is the difference of bare single-digit angles that's going against the Nighthawks. Slight differences here. We'd see multiple scores from them come off the back of perfect taking advantage situations against the Jets. As it is, those scores here in game number 3, and Jets are up.
Yeah, Jets are up, and again, this has been the best look from Nova thus far. They've been able to play that blue side of the field. They've had a couple opportunities just go a little awry, yet you get that feeling that if they can't make it work now, they might have run out of chances going into a reverse sweep situation against an undefeated team that's looking to pull off that sweep. Those are tough odds, and now the Jets looking to make it that 2-goal lead. They throw into the backboard. The ball gets there. Spoiled and Skizbo waiting in the middle of the field. Skizbo runs disruption. Spoiled falls it through. It's a weak shot, and it is saved.
Honestly, Nova loses this 1-0. That's going to be Heartbreak Hotel after a game 1 that went 4-1 and a game 2 went 3-2. Back to the middle, and no again. That's going to be an ability who's not going to be denied twice. Those 37 seconds now tied up. If it ends right now, we get a perfect overtime situation.
Oh, my heart was in my chest. Not just Caboose putting the open goal into the post, but also from Cad, who just missed an open goal as well. He missed the ball completely from up above. Fortunately, ability is there to put it in, but my goodness, you cannot make it any closer than that with no defenders there.
0 defenders. Jackson had put everything into every shot that had come their way so far. Really just, if this was 2s, we'd still be seeing 1-0 lead, as is that their players there all day. Cad sets it up for Caboose, tries to get on top of it. Spoiled cutting this one over. Ability answers it down bottom. Little ground and pound action on that one as Scopes now bring it out. Nice little redirect. That's actually going to lead into a perfect hit for Spoiled. Scopes was looking at a very dangerous run there. Grounded out. Both teams opting to go to the true sudden death overtime.
Yeah, and overtime in this series was not something I expected after our first 2 games. Yet, Nova, they are in position to get a much-needed win. However, immediately on the defense off the kickoff, boost and possession favoring the Jets at the moment. As the defense does double commit into the corner, Cad does get that much-needed full boost, and that should lead to a clear. 2 defenders back trying to stop ability. Skizbo makes that first read, and Cad way too slow in getting to the play. He had the corner boost. He could have had tighter spacing, yet Skizbo puts an awkward touch backwards. Spoiled actually double commits with easy peasy, yet somehow, again, the Jets don't get punished.
Yeah, so necessary double commits are just, it doesn't make him any less nerve-wracking, right? If you have to do them, get them done, but still going to be something that makes your casters hold their breath a little bit. Ability back down. Skizbo's got it. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying there's been a few moments like that. Nothing more to say. It's been a pretty crazy series.
This is true. 60 seconds into the sudden death. Cad covering it for right now. Ability should be able to get this. Yes, they do. And the Nighthawks strike back in game number 3.
Yeah, I'm curious how this one got opened up right here. Cad with that flick beats the first defender, and there was no second or third. Too much confidence placed in the ability to win that 1-1 situation. Nova, they do take a game over, the undefeated squad. Maybe we got to get comfy. Our last series started with the 2-0 lead as well, and that went all the way to game 7. Can Nova, do a repeat of what we saw previously with Lincoln?
Yeah, and once again, just in case you're just joining us, that went down to game number 7, and this is the seed 4 and 5. Previous it was 1 and 8 or 1 and 9, right? Yeah, so pretty big seeding difference there. Pretty not big seeding difference here, and this might be the first step for the Nova squad to come back at this one. They win another game; it's a full tied-up series.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where we go from this stage moving forward. I mean, a big takeaway from that. was the shot differential 14-7. So Nova
Yeah.
able to double the shots from Jackson. And we saw that Jackson, they got that 1-goal lead. And I think they just tried to play defense until the end. It just did not work out for them.
Yeah.
They lost some of that aggressive edge. They were more willing to let their opponents come and play on their side of the field. And
Mhm.
you would think it would work, especially if you only allow 2 goals. But when you don't score anything back, well, I mean, you get punished for it. So into game 4 we go. We are not on match point. The Jackson side, they're still trying to get to that magic 3 game number.
Backing into it. Skizbo cut off there. Skizbo going to be looking to do a lot offensively after he got 0 shots attempted. Now, again, Rocket League can be kind of wonky how it awards that, but that's the numbers that we have to go off of right now. Had coming through, taking out the demo. That's Scopes. He'll be back with the rest of the team here in just a couple seconds. This rolled across the middle with a teammate there to redirect. It might have been a first goal, but back to it. And it's still a 0-0. Cad to the bottom. Cad picked up by Scopes. Scopes with a huge pop. Scopes with another hit on this as it's sent back to the middle. Skizbo with a shot that's just barely too high.
Gotta hit those. The net looked open, but put a little bit too high right there. That would have been a massive goal as well, considering the fact that Nova has sort of opted to send 1 attacker forward, keep 2 defenders back. If you're able to break those 2 defenders, that is a fantastic sign moving forward. Double commit on the attack. Spoiled does make contact with the ball, gets its centered ability, can't make the read, and Skizbo will escort it through. 1-0 lead for the Jackson side.
Yeah, so this game has just been marked pretty much by either huge open net situations because teams haven't rotated and it's just a really, really long ball from half pitch or more formal, or it's something like that where just a more clear-cut defensive mistake, player can't get to ball, or player gets a bad hit on the ball, and then the other team takes it all the way home for points, cashes that check at the bank.
Yeah, Cad actually almost got a great goal right there. Spoiled
There it
play.
is.
Spoiler, however, finding the gap in the defense. It was just too many attacks on target for the Jets to handle, and the Skyhawks tie this game back up.
Yeah, it's just way too many players to try and keep track of on that one, and not enough players back defensively to get solid redirects, solid packs on this. Minute 15, tied up 1-1.
As we see this kickoff go in favor of the Nova side initially, Caboose looking to play off that backward ability is there. It was a bit too tough of an angle, and now we can see one of those quick counterattacks, easy peasy, shut down by Cad. His ability did cheat forward, spoiled. Has to play it back to that corner. Ability is waiting, pass to the middle, easy peasy puts it up, and Caboose committed a little too quick. Couldn't quite make the read, and the defense gets away with one there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he didn't have boost or what on that, or if he just started the momentum down bottom when he didn't expect the ball to get popped up. Not 100% sure, but as it is now, Jackson trying to get on. Nope, not for Spoilt at least. We'll see him back, respawning in a couple seconds.
Yep, back and forth we go. Again, Nova being the team that's been on the attack a lot more since game number 3. Cad open net, but pushes it too far to the right. Ability, though, will be able to redirect that one, and Nova takes the lead.
The Nighthawks striking back on this one, not content to go so quietly into this night. Love to see it. 3 minutes left on this one, 2-1 lead now for the Nighthawks, and correct me if I'm wrong, man, that's one of the first times they've had a lead, outside of the overtime situation, of course, last game.
Yeah, no, this would be their first lead in game, and that's
Yeah.
pretty impressive for them. Granted, it came off of a big miss out of Skizbo on that last goal. I mean, he missed the ball completely. I don't know how else to say that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Unforced errors, man. It's a reoccurring theme.
Yep. I mean, yeah, we're just calling it like we see it. That's what we do as commentators. Calling out mistakes, calling out big plays, all the same. Scopes, huge redirective ball over to the left corner, or the right corner, excuse me. Skizbo keeps that alive, now brings it out, set up perfectly for Scopes after defender bites to the inside.
Oh, that's a good way to make up for the defensive mishap before. How about a picture-perfect pass straight into the box? Easy peasy, makes it look just that. Only had to drive straight, and that one's going in. High ball game once more. When Jackson falls behind, they don't stay behind for long.
There you go, yeah. Just drive straight, just click on their heads, just make the ball in the goal. It's one of those things, make it sound super easy, but not is gonna be so, is Caboose. It's a nice little flick over the top, and this ball spinning in like the direction in which it is spinning really does lend itself to go in on that one. Spoiled literally got to watch that front row seat to it. Hate to see it.
That dunk was filthy. That was the filthy dunk. We
Yeah, I need a
haven't had a
shower.
good dunk yet. There it was, and that's a big one for Nova too, because Now, once again, they have that lead. They're looking to hold on, take this one to a tied series with only 2 minutes to go. I'm kind of surprised, actually. Jackson, to me, they look so in control when they're in the lead, but as soon as they fall behind, this team kind of starts to panic, especially on defense, as we see right here. No one jumping up to make that play, relying on the attack to fail. Works out for them this time. They are on the attack once more, but can they find that goal?
Yeah, and Nighthawks have just simply been making in more of these open net situations. Spoiled's there, but it's going to be Skizbo with the hero save on that one. Just outside 100 seconds left. That's put up decently. Caboose goes for it. Skizbo says, no go, my friend. Not here, not in my house.
We see Cad try to play through the corner, can only go so far, and now the Jets, again, set up on that counterattack. Spoiled misses the ball and the boost. So they're going to try to do what they can and actually get the pass into the box. Fortunately for the defense, they'll be able to clear it out. Demo should stop the attack, and now Cad is alone on that defensive side of the field. Easy peasy gets the dunk, but there was no follow-up from the Jets. They started to rotate back in what could have been a 2v1 situation, and this is why the delayed attack pays off, and we got a tie ball game.
So Skizbo, Spoiled both been sitting back on previous play. This one, Spoiled comes forward. Skizbo takes the middle position, and that pays off all day long, twice on Sundays. Back to the true tide. Could be 0-0, could be 10-10. It's 3-3. All matters the same.
Yeah, this is going to be a very tense final minute. I feel like Nova, realistically, they need to win this game. I don't see them coming back 3 games down. Granted, I said that last series was proven wrong, but I'm going to say it again. 3 series games down. It's a bad sign as Spoiled reads Caboose, I believe, like a book.
Spoiled, you're rotten. You're a bad, bad man. This is so beautiful right there. Just pretty much everything pinch-wise down against 120 kilometers, so we are going to count it. Yeah, we're counting that one. It would be a travesty if that was not counted. A big go-ahead goal for the side of Jackson, looking to move to match point right now. It's all up to Nova. Can they bring this one back? They're on the attack, but the defense just swarms that ball and steals it away. Pass over to Spoiled. The shot, though, is not on target. The second shot as well hits the backboard, but it's the third shot that arrives too late. Oh man, Skizbo actually kind of gets attracted into other car box and gets the demo instead of the hit. Now Spoiled comes up at this and gets it redirected in the face. Jackson kind of went for a keep away situation earlier, and that might bite them hard here if Cad and the rest of Nova can keep up this offensive pressure.
5 seconds to go. Last chance for Nova. Caboose trying to get that ball to the corner where they can possibly make something happen. You have ability as well as Cad, but the ball gets spiked, and Jackson gets the 3-1 series lead. Jackson now 1 game away from advancing to that semifinal.
Uno mas. One more. On the other side of Nova, they need 3 to come forth and can't take this 2 just to tie it up. So, like you said, Formal, I gotta agree. The way momentum-wise, kind of mental facilities-wise, everything in between, Nova has to take this next game, and then for that to even be a conversation. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not the full reverse sweep. It's everything except if this was 2 games, it'd be a lot easier.
It would be a lot easier. In fact, I would kind of still be leaning that they might be able to do it.
Wait, Nova's been playing the past couple games, yes.
Still, it's such a tough ask, but we've seen it before. Earlier today, in fact, it was the 3-game win by, the Loggers that got them through. Anything can happen. The difference is the Loggers, even in that series, in the games they lost, they still showed more consistent signs of, at times, being that stronger team, and I haven't felt that from Nova necessarily just yet. That said, ability for me is the player who's actually stepping up and is looking quite strong with a lot of those touches, and definitely has been one of the faster players on the field. However, ability is only one member. I still am waiting to see Cad kind of live up to that Twitch chat fanfare hype. I think this is the game where we could see it. If not, we might not be seeing any more games from this Nova side.
But spam this fad to help out Cad, or something like that. Oh, there you go! Skizbo gonna be the one to put up a first in this 23 seconds. Spam what you want. May not be helping so far.
No, that was just a great fake from Easy, actually. It causes 2 defenders to bite, and Skizbo is then able to drive that ball through. Good placement, good power, good goal. Jackson up 1-0.
Back out to it. 30 seconds in. Scopes gets this taken away completely. Caboose puts it on point for ability. That could have been a rocket shot from the left side. As it is not meant to be.
As we see Ability trying to keep that attack going, but instead just throws it right over to Easy Peasy, and with Skizbo cheating for it, a chance, perhaps. Not going to find the net just yet. Jets are really spreading themselves out again, and we saw this back in game number 1. They're definitely giving up a lot of field, though, at the time as they spread themselves out, but horizontally and not vertically. How does he not get that open goal?
Ability rockets this one against his teammate. He's looking for net. Hate to see it. Commit all day up top. Scopes tries to get a hit. If Spoiled had been down bottom, that'd have been another goal, I think. Again, in case you're just joining us, Jackson takes this game. That's it for this best of 7, Formal.
Yeah, this is big pressure situation. The 1-goal lead, Jackson. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold on this entire time. I mean, we haven't really seen Nova get completely shut out yet, except for in game 1, I believe. So maybe they'll be able to get something here. Skizbo, challenged by Ability. Actually, ball stays on the attack. The tight spacing, though, pays off for the Jets. They space themselves so far for so much of this game. Then all of a sudden, they go tight, they go squishy, and you can see Nova, they're hesitating. They don't necessarily know how to clear. They result to a double commit, and if Skizbo can read this, it can be dangerous. CAD able to fall back in time, makes that backboard read. Easy Peasy waits for the ball to come to him, loses out on the 1v1, so CAD, only 2 more defenders to beat. Skizbo will shut him down. Easy Peasy looks for the pass back. Won't be able to find too much as Spoiled goes for the challenge, and Easy Peasy gakes 2 attackers swing and miss.
Yeah, so the double commit on offense yields an opportunity, 15 seconds or so for the Jackson Jets to push at this. No goals scored, but every second out this clock, what did happen? Oh my goodness, that was fantastic. The double, just ping between multiple players blocked away for the time being. Another commit, multiple players wise to the middle. Nova might be looking a little bit shaken right now, Formal.
Yeah, but so too, the Jets are starting to look a little sloppy as well. They've had a couple swings and misses that really should have gone in. I think we both reacted to that play that Spoiled failed to make before us. Oh, what a fake from Easy. It doesn't result in a goal. However, Skizbo misses. Okay, Spoiled now is going to go for it. No bump from Skizbo in the back of the net. Oh, what is going on this game? I feel like the players are kind of regressing a little now as no one can seem to make contact with the ball.
Yeah, what are passes? What are passes? I think that's kind of been the theme so far. Teams kind of, like all 3 players on both sides kind of reverting back. Like you said, more individualistic play. I think that might come off the back of them realizing that a lot of these goals have just simply happened from individual defensive mistakes. Kind of shake that tree, see what falls out, would not be against it. Jackson at least has 1 goal to play with.
Oh my gosh, Skizbo misses the second touch. No, okay, CAD, thank you very much. I know you're down and I know you'd rather score a goal, but in my eyes, you just saved this game.
Yeah, seriously. You at least saved the opportunities. Now, in their Ability reads that one very, very well. Blue player came flying in. That was Spoiled to. Would have had otherwise an open net situation. Scopes picking this one up. More of a lax bounce to the middle. Ability tries to cover that one up, puts it perfectly on mid-pitch, and Spoiled just reads out on the other side. That's on point, forcing the hand here. CAD will be out of the business for the time being, but just like that, that's Nova back on the offense. CAD whiffed right there, little fan action. Spoiled appreciates it. I'm sure he was getting kind of hot.
As we see Caboose, not quite able to beat out Skizbo, who's trying to cool the field down. And maybe put this one away. Easy Peasy looks for the read, throws it back to Spoiled, who on a gap. Wasn't quite able to snipe that in. Skizbo's going to try the tight angle, doesn't get it, double commit, but they absolutely clang this one nonetheless. Easy Peasy forced to go into his own corner. Just under 30 seconds, Nova might have one last chance. CAD looks for the bump, can't find anyone as Spoiled makes the save.
There's one. Scopes has nothing boost-wise right now. You got to stop this. Skizbo on a decent run. Picks up the big boost now, trying to come from corner, but members of Jax, they are not there. Virginia has gotten it so far. 5 seconds, ball kept aloft. Game won't end. Building the rest of Nova know that. Ground play, easy peasy. Skizbo's put a bow on top of this game number 5. And just like that, we actually have the lowest score possible for the W, of course, and that is a 1-0. Not for lack of difference, or not for the difference in a shot attempts whatsoever either. Jackson had 5, connecting on the 1, was assisted as well. Nova with 5, unfortunately not be able to come in. CAD just had the absolute savior play. 4 saves on this one, man. Looking a lot like Skizbo on the other side.
Yeah, Skizbo gets the goal, gets 4 saves, put on the most shots. Skizbo was everywhere. Not just this game, this series, as Yeah, they got that quick goal in game number 5, and it was all they needed. Nova, unfortunately, never able to put one through. Jackson, they will advance, and I definitely feel they were the more deserving team. Towards the end, things definitely got shaky there, and it wasn't the cleanest victory when it's all said and done, but a victory nonetheless, and Jackson should be proud they get to play in 2 days' time.